Good afternoon, student. That today I am going to start new chapter according to your syllabus. That second chapter today I am going to discuss, that is the population dynamics. Last we complete about the topographical map and the question answers. Now today I am going to start about the second chapter is about the population dynamics. So if we divide the two terms, first one is the population, second one is the dynamics. First we are able to know that what is the population. What is the population? The population is a term that can number of peoples are live in a particular area. How many number of peoples are live in a particular area, their number is together is known as the population of that place. So understand that what is the population? That the number of peoples are live. How many numbers of peoples are live in a particular region or the particular area? These are all the number of peoples together are known as the population of that place. Now this population. Now the second is the what is the population dynamics? As you know that any place, suppose in any village, any town, that population is not like a stable things. It's not constant, like every time it being same always. It not. That the population is the things that every time, every day, in fact, every hour it being changed. Why it being changed? Because sometimes the new babies are born in a more amount in a particular area, and sometimes it's a date or the date of the peoples it happen. So the population it being changed always. It will be changeable. It not the stable in the for a long time of period. So this changing pattern of population is known as population dynamics. What is the population dynamics? This changing pattern, this sometimes population will increase when the birth rate increase, sometimes the death rate when it increase, population will be decrease. So population not being stable, it's always being changeable. So this changing pattern of the population, what is called? It's called population dynamics. Okay, so you understand what is the definition? That the changing pattern of the population is known as population dynamics. Now go for the third one, that factor influencing the size of population. Now what are the factors that affect this size of population? We are telling that population is being always changed. Now what are the factors affect to influence the changing the size of population? So what is the first factor? First one is the birth rate. What is the birth rate? That the how many number of peoples or the number of babies are born in a year in the per thousand peoples. This ratio is known as the birth rate. Again I repeat that how many new babies are born in a particular year within the per thousand peoples is known. This ratio is known as the birth rate. And if any place that the birth rate is being increased, that means the population is being increased. And if any place the birth rate being decreased, that means population will be decreases. So by this way, from the birth rate also, the size of the population it will change. Now the second is the death rate. Now what is the death rate? Death rate means the died. How many peoples are that same things? That how many peoples are died in per thousand peoples. That this ratio is known as the death rate. How many peoples are died in a particular place in per thousand people. This ratio is known as death rate. Now this death rate is also, if the number of peoples are died in a more, that time the area of the population will decrease. If the death rate is very less, that means population is being increased. So by this way, the death rate also it influences the size of an area population. Now the next is the natural growth rate. What is the natural growth rate? That the subtraction, that the birth rate minus death rate. Birth rate minus death rate. This is known as the natural growth rate. This birth rate and death rate, if we subtract it, we get the natural growth rate. So suppose if we want to find that the natural growth rate of India, so in that particular year, that how many peoples are born, we have to find out their numbers, and how many peoples are died, their numbers. So you have to subtract it, and which answer that we get, that is the natural growth rate of our country. Now the last one is the migration. It's very important. Afterward, we are going to read about the full chapter about this topic only, that the migration. I'm telling you what is the migration. That when some amount or the few peoples, when they leave the previous place, when they left the previous place and they went into the another place, this movement of the people is known as the migration. When some peoples, they have to leave their previous place or they move from one place to another place, this is known as the migration. Sometimes what happens? Sometimes the more number of peoples or the many peoples, they have to leave one area and they enter into the another place. So which area they left? This region, there the number of peoples, then population, it will be decreased, and which area they enter, on that side the number of population will increase. By this way also, that this migration factors also affect the size of population, or the size of population is also being affected by this 4 factor. So what are the 4 factor? First one is the birth rate, second one is the death rate, third one is the natural growth rate, and fourth one is the migration. Birth rate means how many peoples are born, how many childs are born in a particular year within the per 1,000 people. If the birth rate increase, population will increase. If the birth rate decrease, population will decrease. Now the death rate means how many peoples have died of that particular region. Now if the death rate will increase, number of population will decrease. If the death rate decrease, the number of population increase. And the natural growth rate means subtraction between the birth rate and growth rate. It's birth rate and death rate is known as the natural growth rate. And last is the migration. Migration is the movement of people from one place to another place. It's known as the migration. And the migration, when it occurred from one place to another place, which place the peoples are left, this place the number of population decrease, and which place they enter or the people newly enter, this place the population will increase. So today up to here, I hope you have to understand all the things once you read your books properly and try to understand this all the points, especially this chapter. This is very important for you. If you're not able to understand this chapter, the next chapter when I teach about the migration, you're not able to understand it. Okay? So today up to here. Thank you.